power hub.
Yep, this is the power hub, this is the battery, and that's the smart distribution panel, and the power gate console or monitor. Yeah.
So does that panel replace the electrical panel that's in an RV or a van already?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all like we got 6 wire for AC, 12 wire for DC.
6 for AC, 12 for DC. Okay, so tons of DC equipment.
Yeah.
Easily run the fridge, all the outlets.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a big one and a smaller one.
And then one of the things I've seriously loved about EcoFlow stuff is how neat it is. That's been my issue with some other units, is all the cable management is ridiculous. So I love these 90-degree connectors.
Yes.
So what's the maximum battery capacity that you can put on this?
It's 50 kilowatts hour.
50 kilowatt hours?
Yeah, there's the 3 battery port right over here. So 1, 2, 3. So you can maximum 3 battery.
Okay, and each battery is
5 kilowatts hour.
5 kilowatt hours. Okay. So about 45 kilowatt hours, maybe up to 50 kilowatt hours.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. And when it comes to integrating this with an RV, the main thing is swap the electrical panel, and then you're pretty much set.
Yes.
Okay.
But you also can use your for more convenience, so it's remoted, right? And
Okay. So is this essentially, so this is kind of like a pulled apart Delta Pro then?
Yeah, exactly. So we
Okay.
got the inverter, DC to DC, because it's a 48-volt system.
Right.
So we got DC DC, and MPPT. We got 2 MPPT right over here.
2 MPPTs. So what's the max solar input?
1500 volts and
1500 watts?
yeah, 5800 watts.
5800 watts?
Yeah. Each
Okay.
port is 30 amp.
30 amp. And what's the voltage parameter on the solar? Do you know? Is it the same 11 to 150 volt?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so walk us through what you got here. Looks like you got battery set up here.
Battery, power hub.
Power hub and battery all right
and
there.
Monitor right over here.
You got what there?
The monitor, the console.
Okay, so there's a remote screen up there.
Yeah, and this secondary for our EcoFlow Wave.
So this is the new Wave 2, right?
Yeah.
So this is launching later this year, and it does cooling and heating.
Yeah.
And how many BTUs?
5,100 for cooling and 6,100 for heating.
Yeah.
Okay, so about 5,000, 6,000 BTUs. Okay, plenty for a space like this.
Yes.
Awesome.
Smaller than the first one.
Lighter and smaller.
So it's lighter and smaller than the original.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's got a battery pack on it as well. And does this do the DC to DC off of the Delta Pro?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Very nice. So in this setup right here, how many kilowatt hours battery? 5 kilowatt hours, which for a van is plenty.
Yeah.
And then what's the inverter size?
3600.
3600. So it's the same one as in the Delta Pro. So what's the main advantage of having the power kit over just a Delta Pro?
You mean compared to these two?
Yeah, like, well, obviously the Delta Pro is a big box, whereas this you can kind of put in different places, but is there any main advantage to have the power kit over a Delta Pro just under a cabinet somewhere?
Yeah. I think it's a different scenario.
Okay,
It's more like compared to the Delta Pro, we got more capacity.
more capacity. Okay, so more expandability basically.
Yeah, more, yeah.
So whether it's a small van life setup or like a big RV. Now, could you use these to integrate with the house as well?
Yes.
Okay,
You can
so
do like home backup, off-grid living,
Yeah,
tiny house
for
cabin,
off-grid
stuff like that.
cabin.
off-grid. Okay, yeah, because I've got an off-grid cabin, and yeah, I put my Delta Pros up there, and it works very, very well.
This is the portable fridge called the Glacier.
Okay, the Glacier
Yes.
portable fridge. So is it a DC fridge?
Actually can be charged by DC or AC or solar panels.
Or okay, or
Yeah,
solar
multiple
panels.
charging ways.
So does it have a battery?
Yeah.
Ah.
You can see battery behind here is a plug-in battery here.
Okay, so it's got its own internal battery, so you don't have to worry about. So you can charge it up at home and take it anywhere, and with
Yes,
almost
exactly.
297 watt hours. So how long does it usually run on its own battery?
If you just use the cooling system,
Mhm.
the whole fridge, it will up to the 24 hours.
Up to 24 hours,
Yeah,
okay.
But besides the cooling, we also have the freezing size. And these two parts can also be customized, depends on your needs. Like
Okay, so it's dual zone. You got freezing and cooling.
This. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's got a handle up here on the front. So there's
Exactly,
big
and
wheels on the back.
Wheels behind, you can carry on everywhere you want.
Mm-hmm.
And also we insert the ice maker into this one as well. From here you can see this is the ice maker.
Okay, so we've got an ice maker.
Yeah.
So
It will make the ice cubes in 12 minutes.
12 minutes for a set of ice.
Yeah.
And do you just pour the water straight in?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Like this.
Oh, okay, and then it just falls out the side there. That's awesome. And can you hook up a solar panel directly to this?
Yes.
Oh.
The solar panel is over here.
Okay.
Pretty hard to
So the solar input's over there. And this is just a prototype still?
Yes.
Okay, so there might be some finishing touches that change with the production. Awesome. Very cool. All right, so here we've got the whole River 2 series. Okay, so what's this one? So I've reviewed this one on my channel.
Oh, really?
Yep, this one by far blew me away because I attached the 220 watt bifacial solar panel and I actually got 220 watts. That's been one of the hardest things with any solar generator high efficiency and actually getting the rated solar input. That's by far one of the hardest things to get in the industry. So that's one thing that really blew me away with this. Now, can this have an expansion battery like the River 1 Pro?
No.
Okay, so no expansion battery on this. But if you just needed a power bank to take with you for maybe the DC fridge, right? Or maybe a laptop or drones or something like that.
AC, portable AC.
Portable AC, yeah, then that would be a good one. So about the River 2 Max,
River 2 Max, yeah.
and River 2 Mini.
Yeah.
So what are these mostly used for then?
It's also like designed for the outdoor use.
Outdoor
And,
use, okay.
Yeah, the biggest difference between these two is just the capacity.
Okay,
And also this one may get more like cores for you to charge more devices in the same time. Yeah. And also it depends on the price range you can afford. So you can depends on your needs and depends on your price range. You can choose different capacity for your purpose. And also all of these three are designed for the outdoor devices. Activities.
outdoor activities, okay. So is this a 300 watt output and this is an 800 watt output?
Yeah.
Okay, and then 256 watt hour, 760 or 768 watt hour.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think one of the nicest things is just the fast wall charging because a lot of times people don't need a solar panel and one of these just for basic little power. You can just charge one of these up and take it anywhere.
Yeah.
What made you guys decide to go with the handle on the back rather than on top like the previous model?
Because if you want like charge anything, for example, laptop or phone, you can just put your stuff here. It's more convenient for you
Okay.
to put anywhere else.
So you wanted a flat surface for people to put stuff on. Oh, kind of a workspace because it's already a tight space as it is. Makes sense. Yeah, I didn't mind the handle, but some people disliked it for some reason. I think it's amazing. The solar input on these really does match well with the battery capacity. That's another thing. Most of these solar generator companies are not getting the appropriate amount of solar to the battery capacity, so that's good. All right, so this is a robotic lawnmower.
Yeah, it's called Blade.
Blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's the main part of the robotic lawnmower, and it's usually exactly what you put down when you're like on duty.
Okay.
And this one has a sensor all over the product to avoid some like animals or.
So it's not going to run over your dog. So it's got it like a camera or sensor on it, kind of like an electric vehicle. It can see what's around it. Okay. And what are the different blade heights that it cuts at?
20 to 70 millimeters.
Okay. So 20 to 70 millimeters.
Yeah.
Got it. As far as the depth of how far to go down. And then what's with these wheels? These wheels look pretty incredible.
Yeah, because it can go over almost every like obstacles in your yard.
Okay, so it'll go over anything. And it looks like, so there's traction wheels there, so that's got to be where the power is.
No, actually this is the cool thing of the product. This is the sweeper to collect your trash right away.
Okay, so that's collecting everything back there.
And this is the power station.
Okay.
This is the power station will go back to the power station and charge automatically. And also this is the extra battery for your power station. Yeah,
So this is the battery.
Yeah.
So this would connect to the house.
Or the solar panels.
Or solar panels.
or the
Okay.
power station.
Could be totally off grid, portable sound. Okay.
And you know what the coolest things? You can set your boundaries on your app instead of like set up the rules to like certain area.
So you connect it onto the app and you tell it where to go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah, so this would be a perfect setup at my off-grid cabin because I've got to drive over an hour round trip to go mow the lawn once a week. So if this was there, it could just deploy on its own. But what about the grass clippings? Do I have to dump that manually then?
Once the time, after you mowing once, then you can put on the trash can.
Okay, so you can open it up and just dump it out. Okay. So guys, if you were wondering what the 400-foot folding solar panel looks like, it's this right here. You can see it's quite large, but these 100-watt panels here basically are all linked together, and the panels themselves are quite compact. You can see just how many bus bars. So here's a row right here of solar cells. So this is probably one of the most compact 400-watt solar panels. But one thing that a lot of people don't understand is that a 200-watt solar panel is just half the size, or a 100-watt solar panel is just one of these segments here. So a lot of people don't understand that large solar panels and small solar panels, the basic difference is just how many cells there are. And so for that reason, if you get a bigger wattage of panel, you're just going to get a bigger panel. So sometimes you may want a smaller one that's easier to transport, especially in like a van life setup, where you can have like their 220-watt bifacial solar panel. Stick that inside because it may be easier than this here, but one of the cool features is that the case is also the stand. So you can pretty much set this up anywhere. These panels have been pretty good, especially for setups like this. So this is Nick from EcoFlow. We're looking at the Delta Pro system. You guys have seen my Delta Pro system at my house. So I've got 2 Delta Pros, 4 batteries, and I use a manual transfer switch, an interlock switch, to connect it to my house. So one of the first questions that people ask is how to use the smart home panel. So can we take a look at the smart home panel?
So smart home panel is actually a smart automatic transfer switch.
So this is an auto transfer switch.
Right.
It works directly with the Delta Pros.
Right.
Okay.
So it supports up to 10 circuits.
Okay, 10 circuits.
10 circuits out of your circuits in your main panel.
Okay.
Right. And all 10 circuits are controllable.
So you control them with the app.
Via the app. Right.
Yep, got it. And you can control the app from anywhere as long as it's connected to Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Right.
Okay.
So up to 10 circuits, and also we have like automation. We call it timer event.
Okay.
So during the you can like select a specific time area, like a time period.
So you can
to
set.
charge the Delta Pro.
Oh, to
or
charge the
use-
Delta Pro.
Or use the Delta Pro to charge your home circuits
Okay, so you can set times for charging
and time for discharging.
and discharging.
Right.
Okay. So are each of these 120 volts?
Right.
Okay, so how would you run a 240 volt?
If you want to run 240 volts, you're gonna use 2 Delta Pro to
Okay.
hook up together
Yep.
and set out the configuration on the app.
Okay, so you set up
you're
on the
gonna-
app.
Yeah, you're gonna do the split phase.
Okay, split phase.
Right.
So a split phase just means that your inverter has one phase, and since you have 2 inverters, you get split phase and you split the sine wave. So once you've got this set up, where's the 240 volt, so you would have to select like your furnace or
Exactly.
electric dryer, whatever it is, and put that in here, and your electrician would do that.
Electrician will deal with
Okay.
that. Right. So to use like a 240 volt, because each circuit is only 120, so to realize like 240 volt, you want to use 2 circuits to hook
Okay.
up together.
So there would be a different look in here
Exactly.
with a 240 volt connection.
So that was still configured via the app.
Got it. Okay, so you still need an electrician. What do these infinity ports do here?
That was actually, you can either use the Pro Facebook or you can use the Pro on the
Okay,
bottom.
so just different ways.
Right, just different way to
Yeah.
hook up.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've liked most about EcoFlow is it's sleek.
Right.
Yeah, I've got the 2 units and 4 batteries that take up a really small space in my garage. And there are other units that take up 5 times as much space for less capacity.
Exactly.
It's mind-blowing. So you still need an electrician, but it has an auto transfer, so as soon as the power goes out, that whole system kicks on.
Transfer to like a feed the power from the battery.
Okay.
Right.
And so you can have the solar panels on the roof or outside or wherever, just keeping it charged up all the time?
Yeah, exactly. You
Okay.
can do that.
And then when the grid power comes back on, this automatically turns off and starts wall charging again?
Right.
Got it. So here we've got the smart dual fuel generator,
Right.
and you need this adapter.
We need this adapter port with to connect the generator
To the
and the
battery.
Delta Pro. So it will connect it via the extra battery port. Let's see. Yeah.
So it plugs into the front of this, and this has got its own screen. So it has a screen when it connects here. Okay.
So I'm gonna connect it to the back.
So it goes in one of the battery ports.
Right.
Okay.
That's the extra battery port for the Delta Pro. So I'm gonna hook it up.
Okay. Is there a way to connect this to the Delta Pro while still having 2 batteries connected, or do you have to disconnect one of the batteries?
You have to disconnect one of the batteries.
Okay.
Right.
So does this have a normal NEMA 15 or normal wall outlet plug as well? Okay.
So on the other side, we have like a normal NEMA 15 amps.
Okay, 15 amp. If someone wanted to charge up their Delta Pro off of the smart generator with 2 Delta Pro batteries connected, they could just take the wall charger to the Delta Pro and plug it into the front, but you're just not going to have the smart settings?
Right.
Okay, so you can still use it just like a normal generator and just charge it up,
Right.
but it's when it hits like 20% or whatever, it won't automatically kick on.
It will automatically kick on.
Oh, it will?
It will automatically kick on via this port.
Okay, with the Infinity or whatever port that is.
With like a DC port.
With the DC port. Okay, it's a DC port. Okay, got it. So you can still charge with 2 batteries, just have to use the normal wall charger on the normal outlet.
Right.
But if you want it automated, use the other port. Okay, and how long, so let's say I've got a barbecue tank of propane connected. How long will that run this unit? Like it's about 5 gallons. How long will 5 gallons of propane run this?
So if we use the propane, the output power will be 1600 watts.
1600 watts. Okay, if you're on propane. Okay, got it.
Right.
So you'd have to run it for
So if full load, you're able to run it like 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
With full.
So there you have it, guys. We've got the Delta Pros, lots of configurations here. You can see there's 2 40-volt setups for running the basics of a house. You've got the smart home panel, so that way everything turns on automatically. You got the smart generator, so that you can recharge the system in an off-grid situation if the sun is not out, if it's a cloudy day, or anything like that. So EcoFlow has definitely thought of a lot of things. They're definitely one of the top brands that I recommend. So make sure to go to poweredportablesolar.com. We've got all the kits there, so that way you guys can get exactly what you need for any of your situations, whether it be for a van life setup, RV, off-grid cabin, house, whatever it is. So thanks guys for being here. Be prepared. EcoFlow is a great option to go with. I appreciate your time. Well, the EcoFlow booth is very busy, and one of the most common remarks of just being here and listening to people kind of chattering around me, one of the most common remarks people are saying, this is it, this is the one. I don't know what they're meaning by that, but I think a lot of people are here to see EcoFlow, and I think they're here to see a lot of other solar generator backup systems, and I'm going to be reviewing those as well. So thank you for being here. Be prepared. I'll see you guys in the next one.